Okay. Yeah, there are a few hands, but I think in order that there are too many hands, so I will avoid asking the question to others, and I will spell it out that both of them are very, very transparent. Both of them are very, very transparent, and so is IFRS. So the next question is, what is common between Mahatma Gandhi, Bipasha Basu and IFRS? It is transparency. I'm going to share with you, because today's audience is a completely mixed audience. I'm going to share with you some of the little basics, and I know that the younger generation is more talented, so they will grasp it much easily. So we are going to talk about financial statements, and which most of us are aware of, but what are slight changes coming in on the face of it, and what is the in-depth stories of that. They can be shared via first-time adoption stories and how the financial statements look, IFRS 1 and IAS 1. What does the first IFRS statement mean? Basically, they are supposed to give high quality and transparent information. It should be comparable, and it is the starting point for accounting under IFRS. And IFRS body has taken care of that the cost does not exceed the benefit to the users. I have lots of slides, but we have only 2-3 hours. And at the end, we are going to take a question and answers just from 3 people. Because if we give the opportunity to 2,000 people to ask the questions, then Reliance will have to hold it permanently, and we can't do that. So therefore at 5:15, we will take queries from 3 people. One, as per our registration, a person of 18 years and 3 days has also joined this seminar. I mean, we are allowed only majors. So that boy we will take a query from, the youngest. Then we are also taking a query from eldest professional, a person of the age of 73, Mr. Sharad Marathe, who is the person who passed the IFRS exam with a world record at the highest age. The ACCA London exam he passed. So second query we are taking from Sharad Marathe. And the third query we are taking from a remotest location of India where people are logging in, and that is Jalna. So we'll be giving the opportunity to Preeti and Kalyan to ask the questions. And the youngest person is in Borivali. Yojana is there, so she will be asking the question. That will happen at 5 o'clock. Opening IFRS balance sheet. Entity should recognize all assets and liabilities, and not recognize assets and liabilities which are not as per IFRS. Classification, measurement, these are the 3 things one has to take care of while doing the opening IFRS balance sheet. There are exemptions and exceptions, but very few. And for practical purposes, they are quite relevant to us. I am showing you the format. Now many of you will feel, in India at least, that, oh, this seems to be a revised Schedule 6. So this will give you an idea that IFRS and revised Schedule 6, the format is on the same lines. Obviously, India has adopted it from IFRS formats, and revised Schedule 6 is certainly on the lines of IFRS format. Other day, I was talking to the Ministry of Commerce Affairs Secretary, and to my luck, he also happens to be my student, right from the doing his CMA degree in Surat, almost 15 years back. I was asking him, when are you going to bring IFRS in India? So he said, Mr. Bhave, you are mad with IFRS, so therefore you are asking me a question on IFRS. Let me ask you a question. Are you all able to hear me? Just raise your hands. Okay, thanks a lot. that is credit to Reliance. He said that we have brought in revised schedule 6 already. And we have also brought in AS 30, 31 and 32, which I am sure many of the CA and ICAA students get scared of in their final exams. But 30, 31 to 32, the treatment is encouraged and recommendatory. And moment that becomes compulsory, could you tell me what is left further in IFRS? So this is one of the puzzles, and all the audience here, I request them to send an email on this to our email ID, and those who send the best answers, they will be given an award from Consult IFRS. IFRS, I am making a straight statement, is equal to revised schedule 6 plus AS 30, 31, 32. And after that, what is left is very, very negligible in substance. I am sure there will be some people who will challenge me on that. But when knowledge gathering forums are held, naturally there should be challenges, and the young generation should find out what is really left. And therefore, when people say, oh my God, IFRS is not coming at all, India is yet to adopt IFRS, India may adopt IFRS, India has postponed IFRS, India has brought Ind AS, and it is yet to come into force. But a very tactfully, congratulations to our Indian government. It is like saying nothing about bringing IFRS, but bringing it via backdoor. I am sure this is a very controversial statement I am making, but I am deliberately making it because according to me, in substance, nothing much is left. Some minor here and there things are left, which we can break our head about. And like President Sir has rightly stated in his speech, that regional issues should be taken up, certainly under the able leadership of all the three presidents, and now that we have special blessings from Kalava Cherla as well as Mr. Gopalakrishnan, we will be taking up these regional issues in such a way that President Gopalakrishnan like people or the President of CA and CS not just do at the Indian level, but they become the President of IFRS. Because the regional issues will be added into IFRS itself. That is what we are looking for. And here is a supporter of 2,000 plus people from 50 cities and 20 countries supporting you, sir. So we have high expectations from you. Look at this, the non-current assets, the current assets, all same format. The funda called fixed assets is vanished, and that's why many times to make the layman's, at one time I was also a layman, and when I started studying IFRS, especially when I had to implement, you can imagine what happened to me. Many of you are knowing me for more than 3 years, and 3 years back I had lots of hairs and black hairs, but thanks to IFRS I have become a bald-headed person. Because I implemented it first and then took the training. My recommendation to all of you is, first take proper studies, knowledge and trainings, and we have the global platform like Reliance available, and the senior people like Kalava Cherla, Gopalakrishnan sir, all guiding us. So I make this dictionary, which is simple for the layman. I can tell you, this dictionary is not legally perfect, but this is a dictionary for Buddhu people like me, laymen like me. Profit and loss account will be called as SOCI, Statement of Comprehensive Income. Forget the word fixed assets, start talking about PPE, Property Plant Equipment. Let me assure you, please note down, no doubt about these terms, but those who are writing their email ID on the attendance sheet properly, all of them will be sent this special presentation. Only thing, our past experience, Limca experience shows that people write their email ID in such fashion. and then email IDs go to the wrong place. So my request is, if your email ID is Mohan, don't take my email ID, I'm just showing as a sample. Mohan Bhave at consultifrs.com. Please write your email ID in a very, very legible fashion so that you will get this presentation. It will be sent on Monday to everybody. So this is a layman's dictionary I have created. The same is also going to be published soon. Each location, therefore, I once again request, put their name, put their cell number, put their email ID, and put their signature. And the coordinators, I thank, I think 57 coordinators have helped us, and I have taken most of the names. But if I have forgotten anybody, I'm sorry for that. But thank you for all support the coordinators have given in order to make it successful in every location. And this layman's dictionary and all these presentations of today will be sent to all the 2,000 people who have participated. And let's put it off. All the people who have participated. All the people who have participated, and this attendance sheet please be scan emailed preferably today night to us so that Monday they will be sent a presentation. And the other thing which we are doing is that we are sending you some part of the IFRS book which I have completed, few chapters, because the book is getting published in 2 months' time. And this is going to be IFRS for dummies. Okay, like you and me people, simple people, not the president, sir. Then below the line is called as a other comprehensive income. Again, I'm not talking about scientific definitions, but a sort of transfer to revaluation reserve, etc. things are covered under other comprehensive income. There is no concept of prior period, interestingly. There is no concept of prior period. Currently, under Indian standards, we put prior period expenses as item. Now, let me give you a background, because my idea is not to tell you the theories of IFRS, but why prior period expense has been omitted and is not allowed. In fact, prior period expense, if it is immaterial, then we are required to adjust and absorb it into the current year. And if it is material, then we are required to reinstate the accounts of the past period. Now, this is a very funny thing. Most of you know that I went through the industry experience of 20 years, 28 years, and of which last 3 years I had the privilege of working in London under the able leadership of Mr. Mittal of Mittal Group, the steel magnate. And that's where I had to forcefully implement IFRS and learn it along with that. A big challenge comes. Let me share with you. Many of you are youngsters and many of you are already CFOs also, because the latest data which my colleague is giving me, today's conference is also attended by almost 76 CFOs from India, and I welcome them and I'm very thankful to them. Now, when somebody becomes a CFO and CFD, Chief Finance Director, he sits on the chairs and he starts finding past skeletons which are lying in the accounting cupboards, the balance sheet cupboards. And he doesn't know now how to clean them, because if he is going to clean those things, those illegal things which were not found by the law compliance people, will now have to be opened up and corrected, and it becomes a real challenge. Therefore, this provision of prior period expenses to be kept and the past account should be restated. In my own career path also, when this IFRS came, I could take an advantage of it, and we reinstated the accounts of past, whereby we could